With Archero 2 being available on the Canadian App Store and the Philippines Google Play Store, a lot of players out there are struggling to get this download on their Android or iOS device. So today I'm going to show you how to download this on both iOS and Android so you can start playing yourself. For iOS, we simply want to go over to the App Store, click on that, and then once we're in the App Store page, you want to click up at the top right. Usually it's going to be your initials or whatever your phone name is, but click on that up in the very top right. Once you get in there, you'll be seeing your name and your email address that's associated with that Apple ID, and you want to click on that once again. This will bring you to the screen where you'll find country and region. You want to click on that. We then want to go down, click on Canada because that's where it's available on iOS, and then hit agree at the top right. Now luckily for us, Canada doesn't require any type of purchase or credit card to be attached to your account, so you want to just go down and select none on that. We'll talk about if you want to add money to your account later, but simply go to none, and then if you look down below, you're going to have your first and last name, and notice the things that say required. Now the street is required, but I always just go something like 123 Ontario Street. And then for province and territory, I usually go and select Ontario. Now if you're not familiar with Ontario, Canada, just simply go over to Google and type in cities in Ontario. I myself usually pick Toronto on this one, and then we need to add a postal code. And this is where I go back over to Google once again and do Toronto zip codes. Now they're a little bit different in Canada than how they are in the US, so you can see that there's actual letters in there. So we're going to use this M4C1B5. Now it doesn't say required in there, but I like to then go over to Google and figure out what the area code for a phone number is for Toronto. We're going to use 437 for this one. And then you're just going to make up 7 digits after that, and then go and hit up next up top. Now this will usually require you to go and force close the App Store, open it back up, and now when you go in, you can search Archero 2 and you'll be able to download it. Now what I usually tend to do is I'll have a second Apple account, and I'll just keep all this information in here and go into my phone and actually go to settings, Apple ID, and just keep on switching between those two. That way if there is an update, I don't have to constantly go back and forth and try to keep on adding all this information. If you are looking to spend inside the game, the account that we just changed to Canada, you're now want to go back and change it to your current region you're in, and then add your credit card information. Just note this doesn't work in every situation, but a majority of the time, this is as easy as doing this. Now the downfall of doing it this way is when there is an update inside the game, you will need to change that App Store back to Canada again, get into the App Store, and then download the update. And for the Android users out there, I don't use my phone too much, but when I do, I'll usually go hop on a VPN, find the country I need to connect to, and then I just go and download it from the App Store. However though, the Philippines seems to be a tough one to find without having a paid subscription to one of those VPNs. So then the other option is going and downloading an APK. Now I searched all over for these two, and I found the best way to do is just type in Archero 2 APK in the search engine, and then that's where I saw TapTap. Once I found Archero 2 inside that, which actually took me right to it, I hit the download button on it, but it wanted me to download the TapTap APK. And I tried to avoid doing this several times, but it's actually something you want to do. It makes life a lot easier. Just note with any APK out there, it always has the risk to harm your phone, but I find TapTap to be one of the reliable ones. So I went ahead, downloaded the TapTap APK. Once that got installed and I gave it the permissions for my phone, I then went open it up, found Archero 2, and was just able to install it. I'm not really sure how the money purchasing thing goes on the Android side of things, so that I can't answer the question for you, but this is at least a way that you can get it and download it, play it on both iOS and Android. And if you get in there and you're struggling on any of these chapters, I've got a bunch of them out there. Here's one right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.